We're going to talk about some civil society matters now with David Bynoe. Of course, he's the National Coordinator for the GEF Small Grants Program, a part of the United Nations Development Program. And we normally see her on Friday, but she's here to greet us bright and crispy this Monday morning. Dr. Sonia Peter, the Director of the Biocultural Research and Education Program. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good
Thank you for having us.
Always a pleasure to have you. It's good to see you. Excuse me. And I'm glad
On
that
Monday.
you're here. Maybe you can give me some advice on some kind of bush to help clear all these sinuses and my throat and get me back to 100%.
Right.
And we are focusing on health and wellness this morning.
That's it.
Under these civil society matters. Where did we leave off the discussion last week for our viewers who might have missed it?
Yeah, last week we focused on the whole issue that Barbados has a huge bill as it relates to health. We have over $750 million in health bill, and over that the government pays about $330 million. And approaching $90 million is spent on pharmaceuticals. Now we're saying that Barbados and the Caribbean is a hot spot of biodiversity.
That's right.
And therefore we can harness the biodiversity to create pharmaceuticals, to create nutraceuticals, and to create solutions to our problems. Instead of seeking to solve the problem after we have it, let's try to prevent it by wellness.
Right, prevention is definitely better than cure. So,
but you know, it would be remiss to me. The song that was played before said, "My dream, my dream, my dream."
yes.
And I must say that 13 years ago, my dream came true. Today is my 13th anniversary.
Oh, wow.
And I must take the opportunity to wish my wife happy 13th anniversary.
Wow. Wonderful. And it's
Congrats.
good that you can celebrate it healthy and well here with us on Morning Barbados.
That's it.
Dr. Peter.
Morning again.
You're a part of a celebration though.
Yeah, I'm very happy to offer my congrats to you.
Speaking about health and wellness, this is a topic that we talk about every Friday.
That's right.
And promoting that through a number of medicinal properties that we can get right here at home.
Correct.
How do we marry the concept to health and wellness, the broader spectrum? You heard David there speaking about the humongous health bill that we are paying on an annual basis. How do we curb that through your studies especially?
Correct. So as David said, it's very important that we be proactive. It's very important that we recognize within the plant biodiversity we have lots of the solutions to our problems, but we need to really accept and embody that research is a must. So within my biocultural and education research program, we have devoted a number of projects in order to look at the whole issue of wellness and how we can search for alternatives. There's one lovely component of my project where we talk about new use agriculture. We need to look at agriculture differently in terms of what we're growing and how we can use what we grow. So within that component, we're looking at alternatives that could probably be used in the treatment of diabetes. We hear about our public, using plants for diabetes, but what is it that's in the plant that is useful for regulating blood sugar? Do we know? That's one of the things we want to do. As you know, I'm also part of an anti-cancer study, and we know that prostate cancer is one of the most lethal forms of cancer within the male population in the Caribbean. Having been looking to see if we've got some alternatives here. And as you know, within that group, we came across a plant, which I still cannot release as yet, and we've applied for a patent for an extract from that plant that's killing prostate cancer cells but not harming the normal prostate cancer cell. So the issue is here that we need to embrace our biodiversity. We need to make sure that we support in terms of putting up the funding, the mechanisms that allow us to look deeper into our plant biodiversity and see how we can be proactive.
Okay, so David, it is programs like these, which the small grants programs looking to help promote. I mean, this could be big for health and wellness here in the Caribbean, but not only that, you get a patent for that.
That's it.
You could take that to the rest of the world as well.
It is a huge opportunity, and an important word to underscore would be funding and resources.
Exactly.
Yeah. And that's something we must emphasize. The Small Grants Program, as we know, we provide grants and technical assistance to civil society organizations. And her organization is one of the organizations that we're very proud to support in this project initiative, because we see the whole scope of it, we see the impact. Not only are we an environmental program, but we recognize that a project or initiative cannot be sustainable unless there's a financial or economic component. Because when the project ends, how is it going to continue if you don't have resources? But in addition to that, you spoke about the whole scope of this. Barbados has been measured in terms of among the world healthiest countries, and we have been ranked. And unfortunately, we're number 6 in terms of the most unhealthy country in the world.
Obesity, chronic disease,
unfortunate
And
to hear.
the NCDs are really taking a big toll. Also, binge drinking and other things are contributing to that ranking.
And lack of exercise as well.
That's it. And we need to turn that around. And we're about making and taking community action that can have a global impact. And this project is just a component of the whole suite of projects that the GEF Small Grants Program will be funding across the world to make this contribution.
Dr. Peter, you spoke about your research there, looking at this plant that could help address prostate cancer. How far are you think from reaching that target where you have everything secured to move forward and bring this product to market?
Yeah, we are silently confident. My last communication indicated that we were at a sensitive position in terms of that patent being accepted. And as you know, even if we did not acquire the patent, I think that the knowledge that we have acquired and the amount of research that we have done, we can still go forward with that. And I'm positive that, again, it's an injection of funding within our program that will allow us to get to a product. And I always say that we have been looking all along at single component medicines, and we need to move away from that, to me, in terms of looking at if it's simply that we can guide you in terms of how to use this plant within a matrix that will have the same efficacy as if you had a single component medicine.
Dr. Peter, you need to work on a plant drug for flus and colds as well. Someone was very amazed about the lemongrass as well. You spoke about that and the medicinal properties and others. So there's a lot to do here, David.
That's it.
So the Small Grants Program has a lot to do in terms of funding these organizations, which really go a long way in helping civil society. We want to thank you for supporting each other, and may this marriage continue, and all the best as well.
Thank you.
Congratulations again.
Thank
13 years?
13 years.
And going strong. Amazing stuff.